And what was the change they made earlier today? What was the big emergency? Changing words like child to son and daughter in our ethics rules. I mean, they're obsessed with this stuff. It's not just weird, it's discrimination.
That was Democratic Congressmember Jim McGovern from Massachusetts. That was after the vote for Speaker of the House, where MAGA Mike Johnson was just barely named the Speaker after he convinced 2 of the 3 objectors, MAGA Republicans, to go in a back room. They cut some secret backroom deal. So now they're talking about the rules packages, and you have a Democratic Congressmember Jim McGovern, who chairs, or he's the ranking member rather, for the Democrats on the Rules Committee. And he's like, what are you doing? You're like changing the word child to boy and girl. Like, y'all are just a bunch of weirdos, MAGA Republicans. Can we do the work for the American people instead of doing whatever the heck that you're doing here? Jim McGovern was not done. He gave an incredible speech. I want to highlight some other portions. I want to contrast it to some MAGA Republican weirdo-ness. So here, Democratic Congressmember Jim McGovern says, really? Y'all have the nerve to lecture me and us in government efficiency? Here, watch this.
Look at how much time we wasted last Congress while we were waiting around for Republicans to fight with each other instead of fighting for the American people. They spent weeks wasting taxpayer time and money because they couldn't elect a speaker, not once, but twice. Weeks wasted where Congress didn't do a damn thing. And now they have the nerve to lecture people about government efficiency? Come on, get real. How many times last Congress did they just send everyone home because they couldn't even pass their own bills? How many times did they miss their own deadlines? And when anything did get done, it was Democrats who stepped up to get it done. Hands down, Republicans ran the most ineffective, incompetent, and chaotic Congress in history.
Next up, you have Jim McGovern again saying, you want to talk about back rooms? Like, you literally did a backroom deal. Here, play this clip.
And speaking of back rooms, the only reason Speaker Johnson got enough votes is because 2 members emerged from a back room after huddling with the Speaker and changed their votes to support him. God only knows what they were promised in order to cave to change their views.
And just so you can see it for yourself, I have footage of the backroom deal between MAGA Mike Johnson and MAGA Republican Congress members Norman and Self. They went into a back room, promises were made secretly, and then they supported MAGA Mike Johnson to become Speaker. Apparently, they spoke to Donald Trump as well. Here is the backroom deal so you can see it for yourself of what went down. Here, play this clip.
He needs these 2 votes to win, doesn't he?
Right. Assuming he can't get Massey, he needs those 2.
He's not going to get Massey. I think we can probably call that off the table.
It seems extremely unlikely. Yes.
There he goes with Keith Self and Ralph Norman, the 3 of them, right? There they go. Okay. That's Ralph Norman in the lead, who was not expected to not vote for Mike Johnson. And Keith Self was kind of a bit of a surprise too, wasn't he? He wasn't on our list of to watches.
They're leaving the floor.
With the Speaker, right?
Yep.
Next up, Democratic Congress member Jim McGovern says, look, I want to take issue with some of the language that's been used by my colleagues on the other side. There ain't no mandate. Here, play this clip.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and Happy New Year. Happy New Year. And I want to thank the gentlelady from Minnesota, Ms. Fishbach, for yielding me the customary 30 minutes. And I yield myself such time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Mr. Speaker, I first want to take issue with the word choice of the gentlelady from Minnesota, who kept on talking about a mandate, Republican mandate. Where's the mandate? Is it in the room with us? Maybe it's hiding under the table. But the last time I checked, Republicans actually lost seats in the House of Representatives. Republicans now have the slimmest majority in nearly 100 years. So, one would think, given the closeness of the election, that we would hear more about the importance of working together and bipartisanship. But you'd be wrong. And that's reflected in this rules package.
Then you've got the MAGA Republicans like Fishbach. I mean, here she's like, what we really need to do is, I'm not sure why I'm doing that voice. What we really need to do, because it doesn't even sound like that. What we really need to do is go after Hunter Biden. We need to make rules so that we devote all of our attention in the 119th Congress to Hunter Biden. Here, play this clip.
It extends the subpoena enforcement authority for the Judiciary's committee investigation into Attorney General Garland's production of documents related to Hunter Biden to ensure no one, including President Biden or his son, is above congressional accountability.
It's utterly ridiculous. So, back to MAGA Republican Congressmember Chip Roy here. Here he explains that there were 9 people, 9 MAGA Republicans who held out until the very end and did not support MAGA Mike Johnson because they wanted to send a message that we're watching him, that we'll be watching you. Here, play this clip.
Well, the reservations are we spent close to $3 trillion last year with more Democrat votes than Republican votes. We had multiple bills that were passed with a majority, lacking a majority of Republican votes. We saw what unfolded with a promise to say that we would secure the border of the United States before we funded Ukraine. Those were all failures, but that's looking in the rearview mirror. Today's a new day. It's 2025. The president asked us to get behind Mike Johnson. We did. It is now Mike Johnson's house to deliver. It is now Mike Johnson's job to deliver on the president's agenda. We will back him as long as we're delivering on that agenda. And so that is what we need to do right now, is come together to do that. We've got to stop spending money we don't have and racking up deficits. We've got to secure the border. We've got to get rid of the bureaucrats. We've got to make our country strong again. There can be no room for doubt here. We've got to have leadership to get that done. And that's why today's vote, that's why there were 9 people who withheld their votes. It sends a message that we're going to be watching that.
Now, there's a significance to that number 9, by the way, because the Republicans are changing their rules package to require additional members of Congress in order to take a vote to remove the Speaker of the House. It used to just be 1. Before that, it was a higher threshold. They're moving it to a higher number. So there, Chip Roy saying, look, we're watching you, and we had 9 people who were against you. MAGA Mike Johnson gave a speech. It was he's not a good speaker. Okay, he's a weird guy. Here he is. It was like a please clap moment. Watch this.
We best serve our own country and most successfully discharge our obligations to humanity by continuing to be openly and candidly, intensely and scrupulously American. I love that. I love that. Today, yeah, that's right. That's an applause line. Today,
I want to show you this touching moment where Vice President Kamala Harris, she was greeted by the newly elected senator from Arizona, Ruben Gallegos' son. And he said that he was so sad that she didn't win. And then she told him, it's okay. We're not defeated. You know, we'll get back up and we'll fight. Here, play this clip.
You know what? Don't you worry about it, because there's still so much work to do. So it's not that we can win. We're not defeated, right? You know what that word defeated means? Are we defeated? No, we're not defeated, right? That's right. That's right.
There was some bipartisan applause here. Round of applause when it was announced that Matt Gaetz would not be serving in Congress. Everyone seemed to clap for that. Play this clip.
The clerk is in receipt of a letter from the Honorable Matt Gaetz of the state of Florida, indicating that he will not serve in the House in the 119th Congress. Without objection, the letters relating to his resignation will be printed in the record.
And then Hakeem Jeffrey said, look, our position is simple when it comes to Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid. Don't touch it. Hands off. Here, play this clip.
Our position is that it is not acceptable to cut Social Security, cut Medicare, cut Medicaid, cut veterans' benefits, or cut nutritional assistance from children and families in order to pay for massive tax breaks for billionaires and wealthy corporations. House Democrats.
Now, back to what's going on in the world of Fox. You have Larry Kudlow bringing up all these MAGA Republican Congress members one by one and begging them to pass tax cuts for billionaires. We need the billionaire tax cuts. Can you do it right away? Here, play this clip.
But I want to put in my thing, just real quick, one big, beautiful bill. Let's put it all on the table. I need a blue-collar boom. I need tax cuts and border security and deregulation and some defense spending and some budget cutting and so forth. One big, beautiful bill. A friend of mine told me that. I can't say who, but I was going to try to lobby you for it.
All right. Well, duly noted. And what I can share with you, Larry, is that we are going as a conference to work on that very thing tomorrow at about 9:30 a.m. So we're going to be talking about it all day tomorrow to make sure that we get that done.
You see, I knew you were a star. I absolutely knew it. I understand it.
You're too kind.
Lisa McLean, thank you ever so much. Congratulations on your speech today. Appreciate it.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, ma'am. All right, folks.
You know, what's going to be interesting as well is when MAGA Republicans do bring that up, when they do try to cut Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, attack veterans' benefits. It's going to expose all of the lies that Trump made, and it's going to happen very, very quickly. I've been saying to Democrats now for a long time, KISS, keep it simple, stupid, ABC, always be campaigning, DBD, Democrats be Democrats. Those are three simple acronyms. KISS, keep it simple, stupid, ABC, always be campaigning, DBD, Democrats be Democrats. Don't act like Republican light. You're actually on the winning side of every issue, from climate to economy to education to healthcare, even to immigration. You're on the right side of the issues. Stop falling into MAGA Republican frameworks and then feeling like sensitive to your positions when your positions are actually favored by the American people. Don't be Republican light, be Democrats. You stand for Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, unions, workers, cheaper healthcare. Healthcare for all. It's a human right, in my opinion. We got to make sure that education is affordable. I believe education is a human right. Sure, do you want to reform the H-1B visa program? Yes. We need to get Americans these jobs too, okay? There are Americans who can fill these STEM jobs, science, tech, engineering, mathematics. You just have to pay them more. Okay, then pay them more and hire Americans. And we have to be very clear that all these stuff that Donald Trump was saying during the campaign were lies. Got to be loud, call it out. That's what we got to do. And not just because it's anti-Trump or anti-Republicans. It's pro-American. It's pro-American to support the things I've outlined. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe. Help us get to 4 million subscribers. We're almost there in 2025. Help us get to 4 million, please. Thanks for watching.
Love this video? Make sure you stay up to date on the latest breaking news and all things Meidas by signing up to the MeidasTouch newsletter at MeidasTouch.com/newsletter.